it's another one of these little short videos. I try to keep it under 15 minutes. I've got a little tonal drawing that I'll put up on there, and we're just going to start off with a nice simple sky, a little bit of ultramarine blue, a little bit of opera rose mixed with it. Nice and simple, and I'm just going to go around these houses here. Right, now we've done that bit, we can lift out some of these edges here and cause a few clouds. There we go, and it separates our sky from our buildings now, which is great. Now then, the next thing we want to do is we're going to try and do all this shape in one go, yeah? And it's going to be mainly the roofs, because that's the tonal value for us, yeah? That's where our darkest tone is going to be. So we'll stick with the roofs and the tree. Roofs and the tree. Now I'm mixing a mixture here of phthalo green light and a little bit of olive green as well. So let's just nice simply put this in there. If it bleeds into the sky a little bit, it's no big deal. It really is no big deal. You don't get stressed over things that are really not important, and that is not important. The important thing is that you enjoy doing this. Okay, you enjoy doing this. Now then, I'm going to put a few little things there. It looks like we've got some branches shining through that tree here. Now as we come further down, I'm just going to add a little bit of dark colour to this mixture of green. Down to there. It's like shadowy colour. I don't want to make it too brown looking, I just want to make it dark. There we go. I'll just mix that in. It's like a richer olive green now. Under there. Now then, from there we're going to make a nice roof colour. Yeah, so a little bit of crimson alizarin and orange. I'm going to touch that so it bleeds in a little bit, because I do want a connection with this, and we'll keep the same colour for the chimney stack. Now with just a damp brush, I'm going to bring this out, a damp clean brush it is, bring this colour down a little bit and just shape that roof. There we go. We've got a lovely, just a little connection there. I quite like that. And we're going to go straight up to that one. And this is a little bit of a lighter colour, that, only. And now on there. I'm going to a little bit of blue. To make like a purpley colour, and just touch the tops of these things there. Let it run down, let it do your job, and at the bottom let that run up. Okay, now then we're going to have some nice little bushes around the front of these things. I want to leave these fronts of the house to be nice and light, so we've got a contrast that with some coloured plants. So I'm going to make a mixture of red and orange. And where should we put these? Let's put one there, shall we? put one there. Now then, I want to connect these up. I can't connect it up with red. So I'm going to put my other red one there. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. I want it all connecting. And now, along here, we're reaching for that green again, and we'll connect it with the green. And along here. We'll worry about the background in a bit. I know we're going to be doing it the wrong way around, but you know, it's your picture. Your picture. Now I'm just going to add some colour to the foreground here. Get a bit more green in there. Right, I'm going to use a bigger brush. I think I'll use a flat brush for this area. I want some lovely golden colour fields here. Okay, making sure that I bring this down. The farmer's been at his work and he's planted some corn or some you know, plants in his field. It's rapeseed, isn't it? What they usually do. That's all bleeding into each other and I'm quite happy with that. I'm quite happy with that. And while this is happening, all this is drying. While we're doing this, there we go, that's really simple. Really simple. Now, this is the time where you go and make yourself a cup of tea. See you in a minute. So now we'll move on. We'll just put a few little very simple details into the background there. So I'm just going to have a little mixture of any old colour. I'm using some warm colour here. So just a bit of gubbins from the palette really. You can make it greyer if you want, or put a little bit of like that. And do the same to the other side. There we are, and just cover that up there. Right, now while that's just drying, let's pay a bit of attention to our tree. Let's get some shapes in this tree. So I'm using a bit of olive green now, just a mixture of olive green, and on this side we're going to put a couple of shadows, first layer shadows. In these different places here. Nice and simply done. See, you don't have to paint every single leaf. You just, and if it brushes out like that, well, that's fine, that's okay. It's no great shit. It's not the end of the world. Now, this plant here, let's get a little bit of this colour. So I'm mixing a bit of more of the red, and I think I'll use a bit of Opera Rose this time, and a little bit of ultramarine blue to darken this. Now make sure we've got the flat line at the bottom. There we are. And that gives it a shape, it gives it a bit of form. Let's call these form shadows. There we are. And with the same colour, I think I'm going to put a couple of dabs in here. Some shadows about where those windows would be. and a couple of little chimney pots. And I think we'll just get a bit of grey colour to where the windows will be. That's nice and easy. And what we'll do, that's not quite dried yet, so we can't do anything with that bit yet. Just give it a little touch to check, and we'll just work on this part here. Just get a bit more green over there. Just over this part here, just to tell the story that we've got an edge to that field. Now, while we've got the time, I'm going to get a little bit of orange. Try it with this little brush here. Let's see how it goes. Just dabbing it in like this. It's a flat brush, it's a cheapo, it's nothing expensive. You don't have to go and get a mortgage to get these brushes. These Fumi brushes are very reasonable. I've started to use some of those. I've always been an Skoda man, and I like it Skoda, don't get me wrong, but these Fumi brushes are a fraction of the price, so I like them. So we're just dabbing here. I don't know how long they're going to last though, you know, that's the thing. I've had some of these Skoda brushes and they've lasted me for years and years. So it's all about testing the market, isn't it? All about testing it, and just diving a couple of shapes on here. There we are, letting this dry. Just adding some texture really, aren't we? All we do, adding a little bit of texture. No great shakes. There we are. Right, let's let that dry, shall we? Let that dry. Now I'm going to use my little new Fumi brush. It's a very sharp point on it, it's very good. Just to add a couple of shadows and points of interest to this. So I'm making a mixture of ultramarine blue and opera rose. So in here, just on the tops of those things, I'm going to add a couple of little details with this. Under there. And with a little bigger brush now, just a little, another size up. This is a size 1 Fumi, and I'm going to use this to create a little bit of shadow under there, and drag it down with a little bit of clean water. So we're just indicating that there's maybe a little bit of shadow at this side of the building. And if this building is leaning onto that, then we want a stronger shadow there. Okay. And we'll bring it down. There we go. Couple of little areas here, just little bits of interest, Now with this dark area here, we can add some nice deep dark details. And now with my thin brush, I'm going to put a little fence across here. Just to take away from this blushy area. Boom, boom, boom. This is so easy, isn't it? It is so easy. We're not looking for a masterpiece, we're looking for a nice simple picture you can do while you're having a cup of tea. That's it. Something you can say, you know what, that didn't take me too long, did it? Now I'm going to put some big strong shadows in here. Some lovely shadows. You know, and that actually, it does the trick, doesn't it? There we go. These shadows are over here. So that's my timer up to say that was 15 minutes. So we'll call it a day with that one.